Hello and welcome to UnJustified, where we always cover the truth, the facts, the good, the bad, the ugly, on an unbiased and sometimes very unpopular opinion. So this is Amanda, and I'm not going to say what her last name is. Most of you probably already know. She is one of them, just like was Trent, and she made a big claim to CBI and Frederick that Chris met her on Tinder and met up with her at a Chick-fil-A, and they had like a rendezvous kind of thing for a couple of weeks before he hooked up with Nicole. And so yeah, this is her. Also in this video you're going to see a little news clip article that was done by Inside Edition, and they're interviewing her, and I did stop it in the middle. Well, not really in the middle, towards the end, and I had to say something about a part of it that they showed, and you'll see that, because in my opinion it makes it pretty damn obvious she is lying. She is another, in my opinion, 5 minutes of fame. As far as I know, she was completely ruled out. Chris completely denied ever knowing her, ever seeing her. Said he had only ever been to one Chick-fil-A ever in Colorado, and it just was not the one she was talking about. Either way, undoubtedly Detective Balmover assumed she was out for 5 minutes of fame as well, because nothing to my knowledge ever came of this. And why she wasn't charged for falsifying a police report, I have no idea. I know around here, if you falsify a police report and you purposely give a false confession or false interview to police, especially like detectives or an FBI, you're in trouble. I mean, just straight up, that is falsifying a police report. I mean, Casey Anthony went to jail for that, right? I mean, that's like really the only thing she went to jail for. So yeah, I'm not sure, but anyway, we'll get right into the video. And it's actually a news, like a segment on Inside Edition. So, okay. Most of you already saw it. Some of you may not have. And here you go. Take it for what you will. Let me know what you think. She out for 5 minutes of fame, or is she for real?
Staring blankly into the camera. This image comes as a woman who had an affair with Watts speaks exclusively to Inside Edition. And what she told our Stephen Fabian is chilling.
She'll never be able to forget her torrid and terrifying affair with cold-blooded killer Chris Watts. Amanda McMahon met Watts on the dating site Tinder last March, 5 months before he strangled his daughters.
Guy, you know, I mean, he was funny, he was charming.
Watts claimed he was divorced. They started out texting each other. She texted, "Morning, bud." Watts replied, "What's together?" "That sounds like a plan. This could get out of hand. I like it." After they exchanged a few flirty text messages, Amanda agreed to meet Chris Watts in person for the first time here in this shopping center. They parked somewhere over here, and then Chris bought Amanda a coffee from this Starbucks before they decided to head to her place to watch a movie. Killed in a rage because she strangled the little girls.
She hurt my kids. Like I did the same thing to her.
Kind of eerie.
Yeah, almost like a premonition.
Right. That night, Amanda says they had their first encounter.
He was very rough, I would say. Very rough. And, you know, the best way I can describe it is he's almost zoned out into a different person.
Did he ever choke you or ask to choke you?
He did place his hand around my neck. And I quickly it freaked me out.
It sounded like he was very forceful.
Very forceful.
Is that terrifying to you now, knowing that that's how he admitted to killing his wife, choking her, and he had his hands on your neck? The relationship lasted several weeks until Watts began seeing another woman, co-worker Nicole Kessinger. That's Watts in the mirror taking a...
Let's walk out this way.
The next time Amanda saw Watts, he was in the headlines for killing. Still can't believe she dated him.
It made me feel betrayed. It made me feel nasty. It made me feel... I know how that hurts.
This just released video shows how cold-blooded...
Okay, I'm going to stop this right here because I want you to look at this really close. I saw it. I knew it as soon as I saw it. And if anybody has any question, please understand that is not Chris. Doesn't even look like Chris to me, but it was mistaken for Chris. Inside Edition even threw it out there that it was Chris. And this chick that was claiming that Chris met her on Tinder and they had their little rendezvous or whatever, she even looks at it herself. You're fixing to see that. If anyone has any question in your mind, and you will see this out from time to time. Okay, now I'll let you finish the article here.
Just hours after stuffing his children in oil tanks and burying his wife in a shallow grave with Amanda. What do you think about his demeanor here?
Like nothing happened.
Okay, Amanda. Detective Kenny said, my name is Dave Ballmer. I'm a detective for Frederick Police Department, and I'm a lead investigator on the Watts case.
Okay.
Somewhere along the line, you made some statements about how you know Chris.
Yeah, I met on Tinder at the beginning of like March-ish.
Okay.
And it was just like, I don't know, it was like fast and furious. I have a whole bunch of like articles written about me, and I think it's kind of like crossing over with the other girl, but like people have been like taking random pictures of me just walking down the street, and I just, you know, I have no idea what to say, you know. I mean, we just met once, and
Okay, and this was March of
this year.
this year, 2018, and you met on Tinder?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've never used Tinder. Is there like a username, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it's just like a profile you create. I've gotten back on there because you can deactivate it and reactivate it. It can either go off like your Facebook or Gmail, or you can just make a whole new like account or something like that. And yeah, and so I went back and checked, and his profile wasn't there, so he must have deleted it on him. And
Okay, and what was his profile name?
I don't remember. It just said Chris.
Did it have like a picture? It said Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Was that
And the
just,
pictures I remember he posted were him. It was like, I guess like a catfish thing, but he used another guy's like picture. It looked similar, and it was definitely not the guy in the picture when I met him. I said it was just like a one-time thing, like on I'm sorry, I'm really nervous.
it's okay, just relax.
Like, I have nothing to hide, nothing at all. I mean, you know, it's a little bit overwhelming, but, you know, and it's humiliating on, like, my end. It makes me feel, you know, come off as a whore. But, you know, I mean.
So just walk me through from the one time that you said you met Chris at Tinder. Just walk me through that day, evening, whatever it was, that time period.
I don't know, we just met, I don't know, it's like so blurry. And we just like met at the parking lot, Chick-fil-A. I don't know, it sounds funny. And well, I got something to drink, and then we just went back to my house, and
You both went back to your house?
Mhm.
Okay, so
followed me.
which Chick-fil-A was that?
One on Center Place.
On Center Place?
Uh-huh.
So he drove here?
Yeah. And like I just, it's around like the February, March time period. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I've met up with, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, sound like a whore or not, but, you know, I went through a nasty divorce, and, you know, my kids are in Vermont, and so I just kind of went wild, and I know it's
whatever.
not safe, and, you know.
I'm not gonna judge you for that. That's not the purpose of this meeting, so don't worry about that. I don't care. So talk to me just a little bit about where you met up. You said at the Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
Did you both drive there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was he driving?
He was driving a truck.
Okay, what did that truck look like?
I think it was like navy or something.
Navy?
Yeah, like blue, black, something like that.
Okay. Do you know what kind of truck?
Yeah.
Is it just a pickup? Anything specific about it or unique about it?
Mm-hmm. All I remember. And then I remember just kind of, I got something to drink, and then we just like, it was like so humiliating for me, I mean, because I mean, the meetup was just about sex. So we kind of just like went and, met him somewhere, and then it wasn't like I know it's kind of funny now, but it's like a killer. And, no radars went off or anything, and so then it's just like scary, like, I had this guy in my home, and, we, had sex, and he left.
Was that in the truck?
That was in my house.
So you both pull up at the Chick-fil-A, and he pulls up in the navy blue truck, and you pull up in your car. What happened? Just walk me through that with a little bit of detail.
I think it's just embarrassing, like.
Don't worry about that. That's just us in this room, and I could care less about that kind of stuff.
So it's just to kind of just get a picture of like him, like what like a character, like kind of thing. So I remember he walked over to my car. I drive a Honda CRV, and we're like, oh, you want to go in or anything? And so I went inside. He stayed out there, and I got something to drink, and then we just sat down and talked for a little bit. I remember talking to him about the Anadarko where he worked, because my ex-husband tried to get on with them, but he had a history of like domestic violence and everything, so they wouldn't hire him. And so I remember that conversation, and he was like, oh, that's funny. So I just remember that. And then he said that he was like split from his, he called baby mama, and she wouldn't let him see his kids. And I remember kind of clicking with him about that, because my boys are in Vermont with my ex-husband, and it's been a nasty battle. And so, so that was kind of like the conversation, and then we agreed to go back to my my place, and we did it, and he left, and that was the end of communication.
Okay. Excuse me. So the Tinder thing, I get a couple questions about how that works. So is that just like an app where you can chat?
Yeah, you swipe left or right, and then if you match, then you can talk. If not, you move on.
So then did you actually talk on the phone with them before you met? Like, hey, meet me at the Chick-fil-A? How does that work?
So we talked back and forth, and then I had a different number through like a Text Now app, just because it was really like I'm really like funny about who has my like number. Like I'm all about like my privacy and stuff. So I was talking to him through like a Text Now app. I no longer have my phone. I do have a new one, but I'm kind of like, I don't have Tinder on this one. But yeah, I mean, it's just a regular dating app, like Plenty of Fish or like Cupid or something.
Okay. So then how did you arrange the meeting at Chick-fil-A?
Through Tinder.
I mean, how did you actually, is it all texting, or is it all, did you meet me at Chick-fil-A on Center Place, or?
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
And how did he know to find you?
Because he had that Text Now number. It's a number that I use to like talk to people, like my clients or something like that, because I do hair.
Mm-hmm.
And said I don't like people having like my actual phone number.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a Text Now app. I said this was a long time ago. I couldn't even tell you what number he had. Like I don't have anything like.
So he called you on this Text Now phone number?
Mm-hmm.
So
he didn't call me. It was all through text and stuff.
It was all through text, but you don't remember the number?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. About what time do you think that was?
Like, what do you mean, what time it was?
Like time of day, night?
Let's see, so like the day or two before, we just like, talk like, hey, what's up? And then it was just more of like a spur of the moment like thing, I don't know.
But I mean, what time
Of day did we like?
Yeah, was it in the evening when you
It
met him
was,
at the Chick-fil-A?
Mm-hmm.
Was it in the evening? About what time do you think though?
Like 7:45-ish. It was after I got off of work, and I went straight there. I got off of work at 7, so.
So really, a long time it took you to drive there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're messaging while you're at work about where to meet and all?
While I was at work, yeah, I decided to meet there and just meet and do it, I mean, it's pretty hard for me to talk about because I had to explain to my parents, like 7 years at my door, I mean, it was just like, I mean, like I said, like after, my boys left from the divorce and stuff like that, I just went like batshit crazy and just, hooked up with.
Yeah, I get
I mean, it's just, I wish I could remember more details, but like, seriously, like, it's so shameful for me to say, up until like, a couple of weeks ago, I would say, like, I just was able to calm down and, I also had like a brain injury last year, traumatic brain injury, and I think that kind of contributes to my memory and stuff like that. But
how did that occur, if you don't mind me asking?
It was in January of last year, and I fell and hit my head on ice, and it was hard. And I just remember waking up. I was in that basement apartment when that Chris was at, and I remember my mom, I did pick up my daughter from school, and my mom kind of thought that was weird, and she came to I don't know how I made it back into the house, but she came in, and next thing I know, like, I woke up in ICU. So, I mean, I was there for like 5 days and recovered pretty well. It was a subdermal hematoma, and so.
Okay, so after the Chick-fil-A, take me from there.
He just followed me to my place. And I lived at the time clear on 18th Avenue.
Do you remember the address?
1801 and a half 18th Ave.
Okay, I'm listening.
And then we got out, kind of. I smoked a cigarette, and I went inside, and it was really like fast. It was really aggressive, and then he left.
Okay, and what do you mean by fast and aggressive?
He was very like rough. That's what I'm gonna say. And like, I don't know, like, in all honesty, like, it's just, I'm not like, I just like remember seeing that face and, the tattoos and the Anadarko job and stuff like that and the name. But other than that, like, like I said, like, before, like, I couldn't pick out like 90% of the guys that I've been with, and like, I know it sounds awful, but, it just seems unreal that, I would know somebody that did that. Like, I keep having these doubts, so I just, I'm just not 100% sure. I mean, it's just like that all the details, match, like, it's just.
So what point did he tell you his name?
And
in the app? He told you his name was Chris Watts in the app?
Well, not Watts, I mean, you just put your first name.
Okay, so he never told you his name was Watts? So how do you know it's him?
I just recognize the face and everything.
Okay. Tell me about his tattoos.
I remember they were on his back and his arms, but other than that, I don't remember. I don't remember much. I don't know he had tattoos on his arms and on his back. Other than that, like I said, I'm not a strong witness or anything like that. It's just an interaction I have with him.
Do you remember seeing the tattoos on his legs?
Yeah.
So you said, describe what you mean by aggressive, when he was aggressive with you.
I really don't want to say much. I really don't.
Well, it's a pretty important case, so you're now in the middle of it.
What's that?
You're now in the middle of it, at least this part of it. So you said that he was being aggressive, so you need to tell me what that's about.
I don't know. I was told to not really say much without a lawyer. I just don't want to incriminate myself anyway.
I can tell you that I'm not looking at you or any criminal means you have as a witness. Okay, so don't worry about that.
I don't know. I just remember kind of. It was I don't know. It's just it's hard to explain. It was it's humiliating for me to talk about. It really is. You know, I mean, he was rough, as in, it's just, he tried to, stick it in my butt. So it's weird. I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, but what else that was aggressive, or how did you feel?
Pulling my hair and putting his arms around my neck. It was like a rape fantasy thing. That's how I, describe it. It's really I just remember thinking, what the fuck when he left. I actually had to, push him off me at one point.
Okay. I know that's rough, I'm sorry, but I just have to ask that. Back up. Do you have your ID with you?
Mm-hmm.
Can I see that real quick, please? What's your current address now? Is it on your DL there?
No, this is the old one. I haven't gotten it.
Oh, your ID card. So what's your current address now?
2106 and a half 8th Avenue.
So you were saying that people are taking pictures of you now and following you around, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me about that a little bit.
Pictures here that I've screenshot and people screenshot and send them to me.
Okay. is this, Facebook?
Yeah, it's an article
Screenshot
on
from it.
Facebook. And then on the other ones, they're using I deactivated my Facebook and everything just because of all the messages and stuff I've been getting, but yeah, that's,
So you don't have any of that anymore?
the messages. Yeah.
What are the content of the messages, I guess?
Let me pull some up. So somehow my messenger is still active, even though I deleted my Facebook. I don't know how that works, but like I didn't accept them. But this one's like, so the content of them is like that. How this started is my big mouth. I joined a group. It's like this Kimberly Kessler, this thing in Florida, this hairdresser that went missing, and accused like one of her coworkers of her disappearance. And so it was called like a sleuth group or something like that, and they created one about the Watts case. And there's something about like, oh, I wonder if there was a history of infidelity. And stupid me, I'm like, well, I met this guy on Tinder, and I'm not even kidding. Within like 2 hours, I had like 400 notifications and like 30 messages, and like I deleted it. I deleted everything. I deleted my my Facebook, and then just all of a sudden like reporters and news people got like they tracked down my phone number. They tracked down my email addresses, and even like know where I work, and I was like put on suspension at work because of those pictures and stuff floating around. They don't want.
The picture you just showed me?
Yeah, my boss sent me that.
Can you pull that back up for me? Can I take a picture of that? So when you said that I met this guy on Tinder, who are you referring to? Chris Watts?
Yes.
Okay. And that's how everything got out.
Yep.
And when did that happen?
I want to say like a couple of days after it came out that he killed her, that he killed his family. So it was like when it was discovered that all the details, so it was a couple of weeks ago, probably like timeline wise, let's see, because I was at work, so I don't have cable or anything. Everything I see is from Facebook, and I'm not on very much, and so like I had no idea any of this was going on until I joined the group. And I saw like the it's weird because one of my friends is so Nicole Utah, that used to be her name. She was my manager over at Supercuts here in Greeley, and she was Shanann's best friend. She's the one that did all the the interviews and stuff like that. And so I saw something on her Facebook about like Shanann missing and stuff, and so I knew like that part, but I didn't know like it was about Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a small world.
So you said you and Nicole worked together?
A long time ago.
And that was how long ago?
That was when I was still married. Probably like 2013, I want to say 2013.
Okay, do you know her? You said Utah?
Mm-hmm.
And at where?
Supercuts?
Where did it go?
Oh, by Walmart and Noodles on just West 10th here.
Okay. Okay. And you are positive the guy you met on Tinder is Chris Watts.
See, and that's the $1 million question, like, everything matches up from, from what I remember, but I'm just like not like confident enough to get up there and be like, yeah, that was him. Like, I mean, if it were just weeks ago, that'd be one thing, but, like, I've been like going back and forth with this the whole time. I am like 99.9% that it's him. Like, honestly, like all the other guys that I've, hooked up with, I really couldn't point them out in the crowd, I just went like, just crazy. Like, that's all I can like really say with, that's all these men, like, I'm honestly, we're just 99.9% sure it was him.
Okay.
Like, I wish I had more, really wish I did, but, it's like, I don't.
The 1% doubt is because of why?
Probably because of the complexity of this case.
What does that mean?
I mean, just the not, wanting to get involved, just not, like, believing it's true, just kind of denial about, being a whore or something like that, and like coming, forward, but like seriously, like I just that 1% chance, it's like I'm more like leaning like yes, and I'm just like everything matches, like, just what I have in my head, like, just those images that I can't get out are kind of burned in there, but I have this like these doubts, like it's just I just don't know. Okay.
Did he talk about his family?
He just said that he was separated. Like I said, he was baby mama, wouldn't let him see his kids. He didn't say anything else, but I do remember him saying that. And then the Anadarko conversation are the only two kind of conversations that we really had.
Okay, so he told you he worked for Anadarko, and was that before or after you met him?
This was
in person, I mean.
This was during
our
meeting, yeah, at Chick-fil-A.
At Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did he ask you what you did?
Yeah, I did hair.
For Supercuts?
No, I'm on Great Clips in Portland.
That's where you're at now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And were you at Great Clips at that same time you met him?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else that you can think of that I need to know, that you think I should know?
I'll definitely call you if I think of anything.
Okay. With that, I'm going to give you my card. Okay? And hang on just a minute, and I'll be right back.
Okay.